Dancing beat. Hi everyone, I'm your best friend, back in town again. Hi everyone, I'm your best friend, back in town again. Let me get you on your dancing beat. Hi everyone, I'm your best friend, back in town again. Let me get you on your dancing beat.
Hey trainers, it's Dalton.
And Mike.
Welcome to another episode of Pokemon MD. So we were kind of a little late to the rumor situation that kind of broke out a couple weeks ago, and I'm not sure how many of those rumors held water, but we'll definitely be there when the next announcement that comes out. But we did want to start this podcast off with we know about the sexual assault allegations that are happening to a PokeTuber in the community right now, and actions like that are gross and completely uncalled for. To the person who committed those, to the person who committed the assault, shame on you. And to the people, to the victims of sexual assault, you have our support 100%.
Definitely.
And we feel for you. We can't imagine what you're going through, but we feel for you, and we're here for you. So on to a lighter note. Another series we're going to be starting is favorite anime battles. Well, it's not really a series. We may make it into a series. We're not sure. But Mike and I were just going to list our top 2 favorite battles from the anime. Stuff that we thought was either animated very well or just looked really cool cinematically. And so that's pretty much like our criteria. And before we get this started, I do think it's hilarious that you can definitely tell the trainer classes between Mike and I. So, Mike, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and start with one of my favorite battles when I was younger, and it was in the Johto League of the Silver Conference Victory Tournament. And that was between Ash and Harrison. As we all know, Harrison was from the Hoenn region. So, first part about this battle I liked was seeing some different Pokemon, like Kecleon, like Blaziken, see what they had, kind of like Pokemon was giving us a glimpse of this is coming up soon and be hyped for it. But other than that, I really liked it because Ash was coming off his round 1 battle against Gary, which didn't look good for him, came out and won it. He had the momentum going into this one, and Harrison was kind of an unknown. You didn't really know what he had up his sleeve, but at the time, the animation was incredible for the battling. I had it on the Game Boy as one of those little movies that they sold, as well as, I caught it on TV a couple times because they would do the reruns. But that epic battle with Charizard and Blaziken at the end made that battle what it was. I think the battle was called, or the episode was called Johto Photo Finish. It just led up to, okay, we're going to have these 2 starters from different regions battle it out and winner take all. And, Blaziken just, it was a good battle between both Charizard and Blaziken. Obviously, Charizard's one of my favorite and just didn't come through. But still an amazing battle. Blaziken was amazing. Unfortunately, Harrison wasn't able to use his Blaziken in the next match because of fatigue. And, Ash again lost in another conference title tournament.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. It was a pretty epic battle because, to my knowledge, like the only Pokemon that we had that was debuted before its generation until then was Togepi. And maybe Kecleon. I think there was a Kecleon episode in the Johto saga. But I thought that was pretty cool. They're just like, hey, get you hyped for the next part of the series, which was Hoenn, which was my favorite series, TBH, and we all know that. Yeah, I definitely thought that was cool. My favorite battle was technically a part of the Hoenn saga, but also like part of Kanto just because it was in the Battle Frontier. And it was the Kanto Grand Festival battle between Mei and Drew. I remember watching that as a kid, and I've said this before, coordinators are my favorite class. Like, I personally would identify as a coordinator. And Mei is my favorite character of all. And Drew is a close second. And I was just like, I loved watching them battle. I loved watching them like riff off of each other's moves and just try and like make their own Pokemon look better. I thought it was so epic just because like he was using Flygon, which she had lost to in the previous Grand Festival, and just came out. They had both used incredible move combos, and the fact that like Mei had been using what she had referenced in her journey by doing the tactical fusion of like fire and water to cause like a good amount of damage, but also like a significant like point loss to Drew just because of how the move looked. It was pretty cool. And then just a Squirtle beating a Flygon. That was just beautiful. It was just like Squirtle just comes in like ice beams Flygon directly point blank in the face. And then the fact that May's Combuskin learned Overheat to like help her win against his Absol. Beautiful. Just the artwork, stunning. The cinematography, fantastic.
I never really. So when contests were first introduced, I was like not a big fan, but some of the battles were pretty awesome. I remember seeing May's first battle with Drew, and of course, remember seeing. I watched more of Don's contest battles than I did May's, but I always liked in the contest how they would kind of do that fusion with the other Pokemon. They would do double types, or they would just make the attacks look pretty. Instead of just raw power and speed, it was, make the attacks look pretty. And that was kind of cool, seeing something different from the contest.
Yeah, just because like a contest battle, like you said, isn't about raw power. It's about making your Pokemon shine and making them look as good, cool, or beautiful as possible. And if you happen to use like a move that can knock out a Pokemon, even better.
Yeah. So my next battle is my favorite, I think. Just it's Ash versus Paul during the Sinnoh League championship, and Sinnoh is my favorite region. So I loved all the Pokemon in it. I think from the 12 Pokemon that were used, I think I probably had like 4 of them on my team in Diamond and Pearl. My favorite thing to start off with was how Paul had Ash's number throughout the entire fight, knew what he was going to do, and Ash had to adapt like Ash does. And the fact that he used the same Pokemon in the same order was really gutsy. When I personally play on the video game or in Showdown, and I got to bring out a new team, I try to do it completely differently or do a different order, or, put different attacks, just try to come out with something different, but Ash went in with the same, Pokemon. And Reggie, Paul's brother, knew it, and, Ash gets the early lead, but Drapion just came in and just destroyed and decimated Ash. And then, of course, the toxic spikes took its toll on Ash's team. But my favorite part about that battle was Infernape. Because, as you remember, Paul gave up Chimchar because it was quote-unquote weak. And he just didn't want it on his team anymore. So it was the perfect redemption for Infernape just to come back and beat his Electivire, who was, you know, arguably his strongest Pokemon.
And kind of the rival of Infernape.
Yeah. And just to come back and, you know, be pushed to the point Infernape was, and just to come back and beat him was the ultimate flex. And I was so amused by the animation, the way the Toxic Spikes looked, the way they were able to draw Ninjask's speed. It was an amazing battle. Definitely one of my favorites. It was tough. I was torn between putting this battle or Ash versus Alon. But, you know, I like the whole redemption part of Chimchar, and especially Infernape being my favorite Pokemon, and who I picked in my game. Just to have him, you know, just redeem himself. It's the perfect underdog story, the perfect, you know, they write movies about that. And, you know, Pokemon, give us the Gen 4 remake, please, so I can use Infernape once more.
Game Freak will definitely give us a Gen 4 remake. I think it'll probably be next year's game, like after Sword and Shield. Because we gotta continue with the Sword and Shield hype train. Gotta continue with that, but Gen 4 remakes are in the future. I do foresee that. I agree with you. I liked Toxic Spikes. Toxic Spikes is probably my favorite setup move. I know
I hate it. I definitely hate it.
I know I annoy you a lot with it, but it's probably my favorite setup move. And
you annoy me so much with it that I incorporate it now into my team.
He does.
It's either that or Stealth Rock.
Yeah. But I do agree with you. And then I kind of love how Paul kind of caught Ash off guard by using Ash's own technique against him, the counter shield with his Gastrodon.
Oh yeah, that was incredible.
Because Ash had used that like numerous times before that battle, and then he used it in the Lake Acuity battle with I think it was Pikachu. But
it was either Pikachu or Weasel. I think it was Pikachu.
Yeah, it was one of the two. Please correct me in the comments. But I thought it was cool because Ash was like, "What? That's my thing."
Yeah, sometimes you have to use your opponent's repeated movements against them later on.
Yeah.
Example is Toxic Spike.
But that was definitely a good battle. Like you said, good redemption arc for Infernape, good redemption for Ash, and finally gaining like the respect from Paul that he deserved. Because Paul was kind of a jerk the entire time.
Yeah, Paul is definitely one of Ash's, I think,
rudest rivals.
Iconic rivals, because of his attitude and how he was just so mean. Like, Gary was mean, but Gary was like, I'm mean, but I respect you. Mm-hmm. And Paul was like, I don't respect you, I don't like you, I hate you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to beat you. And he was even like that to his Pokemon. He was like, if you don't have what I want, you're not worth my time.
Yeah, you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool thing to see that, and a good thing to like see as a kid, because honestly, I'm dating myself. I'm gonna be 23 in a month. I remember seeing that and I was like, God, was I like 13? I think I was 13 when I saw that. That was 10 years ago. Good Lord.
Yeah, Yeah, the episode came out in 2011. So
no, so I would have been 15. Gosh, I can't do math.
Yeah, we were 15 when that came out.
I'm a journalism major for a reason. I don't do math.
Yeah, that's me. That's my department.
Yeah, that's all you. I leave that up to you. But my next battle that I liked, is also in Sinnoh, but it was a little earlier in the series when May and Dawn competed in the Wallace Cup finals, and that was another redemption arc for Dawn, because she lost in the last two contests that she competed in. She lost in the first round, which she was the first like Ash companion that did that, because like May would always make it past the first round. She may not win in the second round or whatnot, but like she would always make it past the first round. And so I thought that was pretty clever that they, for the first couple times, like she had won a ribbon, and then like the next two times she just got a little cocky and was like, I can do this, this, and this because I'm riding on the coattails of a win, plus I'm the daughter of a top coordinator, so I know what I'm doing. But she got knocked back to earth pretty quick with those two losses back to back, and so this was like a nice redemption arc for her to show that she still has what it takes to be a good coordinator, and then to face off against what's considered like a legendary coordinator, because May had built up such a reputation for herself that people knew her as what Dawn called her, the Princess of Hoenn. And so to face off against her in the final round was pretty epic. And also for May to use Glaceon, which is my favorite EV evolution to date. You can fight me on that. But Glaceon, I believe, is the best just because I think its design is great, and May has one. But just like the moves that they used and the fact that no one knocked each other out, they ran down the clock and ran down each other's points, was just so great. I would have been happy with either of them winning because I like both of them. But just for Dawn to get that redemption, prove that she has what it takes to be like a really good coordinator by beating such a legendary coordinator like May, was just amazing.
I like that battle. I like Dawn more than May, just because, of course, the Sinnoh, aspect of it. But again, another great redemption battle. Those redemption battles always have like a good, spot in our hearts, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
because we can relate to them.
Yeah, and you see May like start, and she's garbage, absolute garbage. And then to see her and become what she did, and then Dawn, who's kind of starting her thing, she come out and win that. That's big for her, and that was big. And it was a contest, so I feel like they definitely stepped up their games on the contest, like the animation.
They did, because the Sinnoh region, they incorporated like coordinators wearing different outfits during the performances. They incorporated the ball capsules and ball seals.
I remember that, yeah.
To like make the entrances a lot more flashy, which that's something that I thought was a nice touch, because we also got to do that in the games. But
yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
That was fun. But like you said, like in the beginning, like when May first started out, she didn't want to be a Pokemon trainer. She just wanted to like travel the world, and the only way she could think of getting out of the house and traveling the world was to become a Pokemon trainer. And it wasn't until she saw a contest that she's like, this is what I want to do. And she really worked her way up. She worked her way up to being a good coordinator. And like I said earlier, she built a reputation for herself of being like a really strong and really good coordinator that people respect. And Dawn knew immediately that she wanted to be a coordinator because her mom, Johanna, was a top coordinator. Like, she had that legacy to live up to. And she's like, I want to be the best. And I thought it was great because Dawn actually did what May couldn't in the past 2 seasons, which I'd like to think that May has won a Grand Festival by now. And same with Dawn since leaving Ash. But Dawn was able to go to the finals of a Grand Festival on her first try. And I just thought that was like, that just like showed her prowess, her, like she had a lot of talent and a lot of good advice from her mother.
Yeah, that I always felt like the mom had a lot. You know, you try to like impress your parents, and she definitely wanted to live up to her mom and everything. So that was just incredible for her to do. I'm glad they went that way instead of, you know, May wins again type thing.
Yeah. Which, I mean, in my heart, I kind of knew that Dawn was going to win because, like, even though they said that the ribbon would have counted in both, like, Hoenn, Kanto, Johto, and Sinnoh, I was like, this May is kind of out of the picture now, so it's kind of focusing on Dawn, so Dawn is going to win.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But those were our top 2 battle picks from the anime. Let us know what your favorite battles are in the comments below, and we will try and upload on a more regular schedule once our lives, you know, kind of stop being less crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
But until then, see you next time. Bye, guys.